Okay. Hello. Hey, Shamir. Okay, that's muted. I have two monitors, so let me see sound. Okay, that should be better. Yeah, all right. Oh boy, I ate so much food that I kind of have the food sillies going on right now. Oh boy. When I tell you we chowed down, that's what happened. Oh look, you can sort of almost see my makeup. Almost. Hey, welcome to Words Have Power. My name is Shelly. I am not an attorney and I am not a therapist, but I am an ex-sheriff's deputy and an ex-victim's advocate. Hi. Today we are going to be talking about a great many things. I don't even know what to title this yet because there's so much to cover. Okay. Hold on, I have to... Where's that thing? Okay. I want to open with something that someone shared to me that is good. Let me move this away from me. Okay. Some people survive and talk about it. Some people survive and go silent. Some people survive and create. Everyone deals with unimaginable pain in their own way. And everyone is entitled to that without judgment. So the next time you look at someone's life covetously, remember, you may not want to endure what they have endured right now. At this moment, whilst they sit so quietly before you, looking like a calm ocean on a sunny day, remember how vast the ocean's boundaries are. While somewhere the water is calm, in another place, in the very same ocean, there is a colossal storm. People survive in different ways. Nikita Gill. Yes, that is very good. Thank you to Noelle for sharing that to me, because that is true. Hey, Kirsten, how you doing? What's up? Alrighty. How's everyone doing? I know might take people a minute to jump in here because YouTube just being weird. All right. Hey, Noelle, how you doing? What's up? Hey, Wanda. Hey, Wanda. I hope that everything went well and you're okay and everything's good. Hopefully. All right. So a little bit of a makeup portion, as we usually do. Today I used the Bye Bye Birdie palette, which is phenomenal. Phenomenal. It makes my goth heart happy. See, it's kind of reflective, so I'm sorry if I'm blinding you. I think I used like 6 colors out of this palette today. I just dove in and had fun, is what I did. You can't see how stunning this is in real person, and I'm sorry. Love this palette. Adore this palette. You can go like darker with it and really like hook it up if you want to. Love it. Or you can go lighter. And I used, hold on, I have to take this out of the thing. as like a topper because I just wanted a little bit more oomph. Like when I look in the mirror at this eyeshadow, y'all just don't even know. I used a little bit of this on top as a topper. See, it's not showing up right. This is like a pinky purple. It's just beautiful. Really, really pretty. And this is a Super Shock shadow. This is called I See the Light. So pretty. Better than expected. That's good. I'm really glad to hear that. That is a good thing. I love that palette. It is stunning. For blush, this is also reflective, so I'm just going to open it. I use this blush quad, also, of course, ColourPop. This is called Extra Glazed, and I used this bottom pink one. I'm not sure what the name of this is. I'm not sure. I think it might be Swirled. I could totally be wrong about that. A friend of mine has these, and she uses them for eyeshadow and blush because she travels for work, and she highly recommends them, and so do I. Okay, now we get to the really small lettering where I'm just going to be dying trying to read these. So on the outer bottom waterline, I used this darker, it's like a bronzy kind of color. It's called Get Paid. And on the inner bottom waterline, this is Dirty Talk, and it's like a gold. Love this. Feta, hi, how you doing? For the eyeliner, I used this red. It's called Chili, and I love this. I love a red eyeliner. It is awesome sauce. And I just used like your standard brown lip liner, and this is Milani. It's one of the few things I can use by them. It's called Nude Cream. So that's the lip. So that's the makeup portion. I have very sensitive skin. That's really all the makeup I'm wearing. Except for the mascara, which is the Essence. So yeah, ColourPop is my go-to. Love ColourPop. Absolutely adore it. Highly recommend. They should sponsor me because I'm always talking about them. So if you are in a situation, we have the makeup portion for a reason. If someone walks in and it is unsafe for you, just go back to the makeup portion, and we're just talking about makeup, okay? I dressed up for my doctor's makeup. Right on. A copper. What, you're looking for a copper eyeshadow or eyeliner? Because, see, on camera, these don't really, my coloring is all weird. This is more of a lighter copper. And this one's a bit of a darker copper. It doesn't show up right on my camera, but it is nice. I do like that one too. Yeah, trying to think if I have another. Yeah, I'm stuck on ColourPop's liners. They're so good. Hey Rachel M, how you doing? Okay, we have a lot of ground to cover today. I first want to talk about something that I've been talking about this for a while. Abuse does not just come from significant others. It can also come from friends, right? So let's say you have a friend and they seem very well put together, and they're very charming, and you get along really well, conversation's good, etc. maybe they're coming into your friend group, or they're good at pulling people together and creating friend groups. But then there's just something that's kind of off, and you're not even really sure what it is, but there's just something that's bothering you, right? One thing to consider, if you're always helping them, but they hardly ever are really helping you, that's kind of a red flag, right? But then also, if whenever you're around them, they're always talking about other people's business, like really personal, private stuff that they shouldn't be sharing with other people. Understand that they're probably doing that same thing to you when you're not around, right? And that's kind of a stereotype, but think about it for a minute. Ultimately, that means that person has been data mining for information on people and is sharing that with other people. That is very toxic. Also, consider that people who do these sorts of things can turn real toxic really quickly when you tell them no. Now, if you are or have experienced this, it's not you. You're not crazy. And they might actually use abusive techniques like gaslighting, etc. And, telling the social group that, oh, you're just too sensitive. You're making things up. It didn't go like that. They did all kinds of things for you too. And you just didn't appreciate them, yada, 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 yada. That is all a ploy to discredit you and make them look better so that they can keep their standing in that social community, in that group or whatever, right? They're not going to want people to realize the actual reality and what that actually is, because then that takes some of their power and control away. Ultimately, people like that that's what they want, power and control. Hey, Squidward, how you doing? What's up? Hey, Vlad. So this does not reflect on you. It reflects on them. And eventually they're going to do it to enough people that people will begin to notice. People will see what's going on. And they'll take note. And one thing that you will see with people like that is you'll see people just start to just distance from them and just kind of, maybe I don't need to be hanging out with that person, right? Because people are not stupid. But by that same token, if that person has been data mining, people might be scared of that person and not want their personal information getting out there. Now, if you're like me and you're like, F it, just F it all. I don't care. You take all that power away from that person. They don't have an anvil hanging over your head anymore, right? So, okay. Yes, I'm saying that for a reason. And it gets really bad. Like some of these toxic people who are friends, they're not really friends. That's not really a friend, okay? Some of them may get a hold of enemies you have and try to make things worse for you in your personal life. People like that can be so ridiculously destructive and just massively toxic that it is, I think, important to talk about in relation to it isn't just abusive SOs that should be talked about. It's also friends, coworkers, bosses, other family members, etc. Okay, give me 1 second. I have to grab my sweater. I completely forgot. Haha. I am not blind anymore. My eyes look extremely green today. Really? Huh. My cameras are weird. They are really weird. So there's no telling. I wouldn't be surprised if I came on here and my eyes looked purple. I'd be kind of happy with that, actually. I would like that. All right. So and I have all the coffee. Okay. I am trying to wade through the mountain of tabs that I have. Give me 1 second, y'all. Where was when I tell you that I have so many tabs, let me see if I can find this. Hold on, I have to go to my profile. When you have a tab open and ready, and then the page like refreshes randomly. Awesome sauce. So it was brought to my attention that there was something up about the Delphi case, which I have not talked about before, but I was asked to share this information. Your makeup looks better. Really? Right on. Because I played, all right? I dove eyeball first into that palette. And I don't actually do that very often. But, all right, let me see. How do I... It's been a minute since I have done this. Okay. I'm going to need y'all to let me know if you can hear this, okay? Because this is actually really important. Let me see. Can y'all hear that? Is there any like echoing, roboting, anything like that? I know there's a lag, so I'm going to wait to see what y'all say. You cannot hear. How do I fix this? Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hey, baby, can I borrow you for a sec? Oh, yeah. Marcus to the rescue. Okay, so I'm trying to share screen this, right? But the sound isn't coming through. And I don't know how to.
Share screen, share system audio.
Ah, well, that would be why.
Okay.
Thank you.
While investigating the murders of Abigail Williams and Liberty German, detectives with the Carroll County Sheriff's Office.
Okay, can you all hear that? Thank you, baby. Yep. Waiting on the lag, because lag. Okay, good. All right, I'm going to start this over. I do also have this on my Twitter, but I know some people don't have Twitter.
My name is Sergeant Jeremy Pierce, the Public Information Officer with the Indiana State Police out of Lafayette Post. While investigating the murders of Abigail Williams and Liberty German, detectives with the Carroll County Sheriff's Office and the Indiana State Police have uncovered an online profile named Anthony Schatz. This profile was being used from 2016 to 2017 on social media applications, including but not limited to Snapchat and Instagram. The fictitious Anthony Schatz profile used images of a known male model and portrayed himself as being extremely wealthy and owning numerous sports cars. The creator of the fictitious profile used this information while communicating with juvenile females to solicit nude images, obtain their address, and attempt to meet with them. Pictured on your screen, you'll see images of the known male model and images of the fictitious profile sent to the underage females. We have already identified the male in these images that were used by Anthony Schatz. The male in the photo is not the person of interest in the investigation. Detectives are seeking information about the person who created the Anthony Schatz profile. Investigators would like any individual who communicated, met, or attempted to meet the Anthony Schatz profile to contact law enforcement by utilizing the tip email, Abby and Libby Tip at cacoshrf.com. Please provide as much information as you possibly can. For example, when you communicated with Anthony Schatz, how you communicated with the profile, what social media applications the account used, and if Anthony Schatz attempted to meet you or obtain your address. If you have saved images or conversations with Anthony Schatz profile, please attach them to your email. Again, if you have any information, please contact law enforcement by utilizing the tip email, Abby and Libby Tip at cacoshrf.com. Thank you.
Okay. Alrighty. Right on, Sharemare. I have that retweeted on Twitter, and I'm gonna try to share it. I have to try to figure out how to share it on Instagram. So yeah, just an FYI, just putting that out there. Eileen Warnos, I wrote a paper about, part of it, a portion of a paper was about her, and that would be pretty heavy, y'all ready for that? Because that's, that would be a pretty heavy case to cover, but sure, I can do that. Also, I might here soon be basically, I suppose you could say, taking applications for new mods, like 1 or 2. So if anyone's interested, let me know. And I wanted to also remind everyone about the Justice for Georgia Lee Moses channel on YouTube. Let me go over here. This is a channel that I talk about every once in a while and just try to, make people aware of this channel. Georgia Lee Moses was 12 years old when she went missing. And when she was found, she was no longer on this earth. And her sister, for over 20 years, has been trying to find justice for Miss Georgia. So she has a YouTube channel, and every once in a while I try to share the channel and ask people to just go hit subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. Just go hit subscribe, show her some love. It bumps up this channel in the algorithm, and that could, who knows, it could help justice happen. A lot of the time, public outcry is how victims will get justice. Yes, her childhood was brutal, and it's probably why she turned out the way she did. It's pretty horrible. Okay, so we're going to talk about some things. Hold on one second. Man, I am so silly from all that food I ate that I need a minute. Okay, let me get this link. Now I need to open this up and put this in the description. Really, I just mainly I wanted Miss Georgia's channel up on at the top of this description section. Okay. Alrighty. Got that done. Okay. It is interesting the things that people ask me to look at. And this particular situation speaks volumes about the fact that, yes, men can be abused as well. Men can be victims of abuse in relationships. Okay. Let me do this right quick. No. Okay, so I watched 2 videos on this subject. That's all right, Wanda. We're just glad you're doing all right. I think this is the correct link. Let me put this in the thing real quick before I forget. I can get rid of another link or tab. That's not, it did not. Hold on one second. Slight technical difficulty. Y4? Okay. Hey, Gingerly, how you doing? We're about to get into one of the main subjects of this stream in just a second. Oh, I don't even know if I said hi to Dawn. Hi, Dawn. It's good to see you too, Ginger. Okay, so somebody sent me a couple videos and I watched them, and wow, it was a lot. So this is right. Yeah, I mean Warnos. We can do a stream on her. It's really sad. It's really dark and it's really sad. And y'all know I have rules about talking about certain things. But we can go over that. Okay. All right. All right, so this is about Repzion and his ex. And part of the reason that I'm talking about this, there's one key thing that is extremely important. Before we get into it, though, I've noticed in looking into this that on occasion he will victim blame and victim shame. I don't agree with that. I do not agree with that. Y'all know how I feel about things like that. It's never a victim's fault if they are SA'd or R'd, period. It's never a victim's fault. The person who does the SA or R is the one at fault. Okay? So, yes, there is some... He says some very problematic things at points, but what he shows and what he explains he went through is a very clear situation where he was targeted, data mined, love bombed, it sounded like, and basically kind of sort of groomed into a relationship with this person. And then there's the escalation of the abuse. And yes, men can be physically abused. Just as women can, men can too. Abuse is a thing that doesn't know any boundaries. There are no boundaries. So it doesn't matter what gender you are, socioeconomic background. It doesn't matter where you live, what ethnicity you are, religion, any of that. Doesn't matter. And it does not have to be, abuse does not have to be just an intimate relationship. Okay, so there's one point in particular where he talks about her having done this. Now, I have to try to censor my words and be careful with my words, or YouTube will not be happy with this video, right? Anytime an abuser or offender does anything to this area of you, like this, that is bad. That is a ginormous red flag. Do not ever ignore that. Okay, even if you're in like a DS situation or some type of relationship where you have negotiated for that, that is extremely dangerous. It is extremely dangerous. Anything that can cut off your oxygen, your blood flow to your brain, that is dangerous. It doesn't matter if it's a smaller woman doing it to a larger man, or a man who's the same size or even smaller, whatever. It doesn't matter. Men can be abused. So what he describes is clearly abuse. And the other video that I saw on this, I have to find the tab. I have so many tabs open. The other video was a mutual friend of theirs who had recorded conversations. I don't remember hearing the ex actually admitting to abusing him in those recordings, but he had recorded some of her behavior. He actually caught some of her behavior. And it was not good. It was really not good. The behaviors he described, one, she needs therapy. I don't think it is the typical standard narcissistic type thing. This seemed more like somebody who had been through some serious trauma and had never had any help with it. First off. Second off, there's something more underlying going on there. But I am not a therapist. So I would say therapy, which is, I say this often, but it is true. Okay. Now, there's something that she did that is extremely dangerous. She did with a sharp object, this, to herself, right? And she was taking what came out and wiping it all over the place. That is messed up on a different level. I've heard of people doing things similar-ish to this, but that's a lot, and that is very, I would say, very dangerous as well. Hey Tina, how you doing? I hope you're doing all right. Deflecting and mirroring. Well, it certainly seemed like there was some of that going on from, to a degree. Yes. Thank you, Shermare. I know you're busy right now. Okay. So part of the reason, y'all know that sometimes I will do a stream because someone's having a hard time with something, right? Yes, men can be abused. If there's anything like this going on, even just once, it is a huge red flag. You don't have to believe me. You can go check out Real Crime Profile with Jim Clementi and Laura Richards. They are two of my favorite people on the face of the planet. I would fangirl. I would fall through the floor and become one with the dirt if I ever got a message from either one of them. But they also say this is a clear indication that if there is further escalation, it's going to go bad. But that whole other thing with the where can you escalate to from that? Repzion did the right thing in getting out of there. He packed up his things. He had told her, if you do this again, I'm leaving. Yes. Please, for the love of everything holy, if somebody is doing this to you, call the National DV hotline. Reach out to all of your friends and family, all your ride or dies. This is what your ride or dies should be there for. Reach out to everyone that you know, loves you, cares about you, wants you to be happy. Reach out to them, tell them what's going on. If you can capture any of this behavior on camera, even better, because you're documenting it for yourself, for your own safety. Document, document, document. Do not delete anything. Don't let them charm you and say, oh, but I love you and I promise and I swear I won't ever do it again. Blah, 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 blah. It's all bullshit. Don't delete what you have documented. Try to save it someplace safe. Now, when she did that to him, I almost said it. When she did that to him, I think it was the second time, which one time is one time too many. One time is one time too many. There are no excuses, justifications, nothing that will make that okay. When she did that again, he packed up his things, called his parents, and told them that he needed help, and he got out. And that was the best thing that he could have done. Now, when he spoke with law enforcement, he misspoke, and he told them that she had harmed herself on her lower arm. Really, she'd done it on her upper arm. So they didn't. If I would have been there, I would have asked her to maybe put a different shirt on that was sleeveless so I could see her whole arm. I would have looked at her whole arm, because quite often victims will be in the trauma in the moment and they will misspeak. So you want to make sure, you want to be real clear, because DV is extremely dangerous, not just for the victim, for the person who is the abuser, for neighbors, also for law enforcement. Yes, please. I don't get paid. So him being proactive and packing his things up and leaving is exactly what he should have done. Yes. Now, here's the kicker. He'd had her move out and move in with a friend of theirs. So effectively, in a way, he'd left once before. And what happened? Went back. Victims of DV quite often will go back. The average is up to 7 times. Sometimes less, sometimes more. It is normal for a victim to go back. It could be for financial reasons. Maybe that abuser has sucked the victim dry of all of their personal finances and they don't really have any other choice. God forbid if there are children involved, then that victim is even more screwed. It could be the abuser is just that charming and charms their way back into a relationship, right? There's a multitude of reasons, and there's nothing abnormal about that. So this Repzion situation is actually a really good example of a man who was abused. I do believe him. And is still, when I watched that video, I was watching somebody who was still in the trauma. He was still feeling the trauma. So therapy, not that he will ever see this video, but if you're a man and you have been abused, therapy, it helps. Quite often, law enforcement does not take the abuse of men as seriously as they should, but there's a thing to understand. Men who are abusive will quite often try to make themselves out to be the victim. That's called false victimization. So with law enforcement, this is part of the reason I say there should be a victim's advocate on DV calls with law enforcement. Because we're trained to see the people who are being abused and the ones who are the abuser, right? So it would make a lot of sense to have a victim's advocate or a trauma therapist or someone like that there with law enforcement to help them navigate. Okay. Now, in the second video that I watched, that was with a mutual friend, and they were conversing, her and the ex-girlfriend. And when I tell you, that young lady has some really serious problems. I am not a therapist. I can't really go into very much of what I think about that. But what I can say is that as a queer person, you would not be able to pay me to get into a relationship with that young lady. She's a walking red flag. Be careful out there in the world, because anyone can be an abuser. So for that person who asked me to review this material and express my views on it, anyone can be abused. Please don't feel like you're crazy, because you're not. If you have had someone doing this to you, they are wrong. There's no way around that. There's no justification. The only way I can see someone doing this, right, and it being okay, is if you are actually actively trying to hurt them. If you're not, then there's no reason for anyone to do this to anyone. Yes. Thank you, Shermare. Okay. That was heavy, but it needed to be said. And I got through all of those notes without very much in the way of problems. All right. Oh, thank you, Dawn. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yay. That is really cool. Thank you. Man, it was hard watching those videos. It was hard watching his video. If you watch his video and you're a survivor, take breaks, trigger your senses, deep breath, have some water right there by you, or some, I had lemonade, really good lemonade. it's hard because he's in the trauma, and I had thought about playing portions of it on here, but I wouldn't be able to because I started crying because I've been there. I hope he is in therapy. Okay, I can X off that tab. Yay. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. That needs to be a shirt. I need that shirt. I might do that later tonight. Just work on some merch, and it's actually fun doing that. By the way, I don't know how many of y'all have ever done that, but it's kind of fun. Okay, so I got that and that. Is there anything else? I got that. Okay, I have to say thank you to someone right quick. Excuse me, y'all. I cannot express to you enough how bad it is. Statistically speaking, you can go look up the stats. You can go to thehotline.org. They have all of this information on there. If somebody does this, then you're on borrowed time. You have to get out of that situation. For me, that is a huge indicator that at some point it's going to escalate. Okay? So please don't second guess that. What is even happening? I don't know what's happening. Hold on one second, y'all. As we know, wow, that is misogynistic AF right there. Okay, I didn't need to see that. All right. Alrighty. Anyone have any questions, comments? Oh, I see. It looks like drinks on the phone. On the computer, it says hydrate. Huh. Alrighty. I don't even know what that means. Okay, so I have a ridiculous amount of other tabs, but I think we've covered a lot of pretty dark stuff. Oh, somebody had asked me about, let me put this over here, about the book, Why Does He Do That? It is a really good book. This is one that I've read a few times. Oh, thank you, Shamir. Okay, I was wondering about that. This is one I keep coming back to. I have read a ridiculous on abnormal behavior, abnormal psychology, abusive behavior, abuse tactics, all of that. A lot of it was like textbooks and stuff, but this is, hold on one second. This is the one that I always come back to, and it can apply to anyone. And he makes note of that and actually says that. And they have it on Audible, so you can listen to it while you're cleaning or working or whatever. Why does he do that? Inside the minds of angry and controlling men. It is a good book. It's by Lundy Bancroft. And I cannot recommend this book enough. It actually put a whole lot into perspective for me with my ex. Highly recommend. I have it on Audible and I've been listening to it as well. What does triggering your senses do to help? Triggering your senses helps, like if you have been through trauma, if you have PTSD, etc., and if you feel triggered by something, if you trigger your senses, it helps keep your mind and your body here, like together, right, in the present. So, something that smells good. I always have my handy dandy air freshener, right? Or incense. I always have incense as well. There's incense over here. Sometimes you'll hear me lighting my lighter. I don't usually have the screen on for that because YouTube. But I'll light some incense, drink some water. So you want to trigger your sight, sound, taste, textures on your skin. So a soft blanket or clothing or a scarf or something like that can help you trigger your senses. Anything that you can feel in the here and now can help anchor you and pull you out of that. It's your mind going back to the place of trauma. And this is one of the tools you can use to pull it all back. It's probably why you're addicted to incense. Yeah, a lot of people who have been traumatized will trigger their senses and not even realize they're doing it. Yeah. I was the same way. I didn't even know that was like a technique. My therapist pointed that out. Like I would carry essential oils around with me and put them on every once in a while. And she was like, well, it's good that you do that. You're triggering your senses. Also, like cinnamon gum will trigger your sense of taste, right? Or like a mint. Just all kinds of things. I usually have like a good feeling scarf that I'll carry around with me. So then I can hit several different things at one time. I have a special playlist on Spotify. And I put that together. It's not really just for me. If I see somebody is triggered, I'll play it. It's really gentle and calming. And I'll just start playing it and see how that person responds, right? And then my voice is really calming as well. So if I start talking to someone, usually they kind of calm down a little bit. So drinking water, hydrating, helps hydrate your brain. If you're traumatized, if you've just been through trauma or you've had a PTSD trigger, your brain can become dehydrated rather quickly. So drink some water, hydrate, and that helps refresh your brain and your body, right? And that can also help you kind of pull yourself out of that trigger. There are a bunch of other tricks as well. Those are just the easiest for me to talk about. And I'm not a therapist, so, I can just tell you what I do. The playlist. Oh, I have so many playlists. So many. I'm a music addict. I'm all about that music. Speaking of, can we, can we not speculate and make assumptions about people and if they are or are not suffering with a substance abuse problem of some sort? I have a bunch of friends who have been through addiction and come out and are going strong and doing good. And that is a thing that we should be proud of. Like, I don't understand why people would even talk that way about someone without substantial proof. It just is irritating to me. So I'm hoping that the people who typically come to this stream won't do that. Please don't do that. Because if somebody is actually in active addiction, that can cause them even more pain. Yes, it is none of our business. unless they ask for help, right? That is, I got to close another tab. Yay! Okay. I got to close so many tabs today. That's good. Thank you, Shermare. All right. I know I'm not usually on Tuesdays, but this was kind of important, time sensitive. So that's why I'm here today. And it's not a problem. Okay. Y'all want to talk about food? I ate some of the yummiest food today. Oh my God. They were not French fries. They were like portions of a potato. Like, it was so good. So good. Brisket. What was the other? I don't remember what the other thing was. Oh my God. It was yum. We all have our own journey. That is true. Yes, ma'am. That is very true. I don't know if y'all can hear baby girl out there playing, but she's having all the fun right now. We have another big one for tomorrow, by the way. Just letting everybody know. Okay, so I'm directly in the middle of food stupids, so I might get going here in a second. I think I've accomplished my mission for today. And to that person, don't feel bad emailing me. It's okay. Just National Domestic Violence Hotline. The National Domestic Violence Hotline is open 365 days a year. Weekends, 7 days a week, holidays, and it will sit with you for as long as you need. And yes, they do help men as well, okay? They don't discriminate because abuse can happen to anyone. And there's no reason whatsoever to feel ashamed or bad or like less of a person at all. Oh, you're fine, Shermare. I know you got a lot going on. I know you do. We'll see about. I don't know where Snoop has been. I hope Snoop is okay, but we'll see about another mod to help you out. It's pretty slow here normally, so but we'll see about see what we can do. She's working really hard. Yeah, I kind of wondered. I hope she's doing all right, though. Haven't heard from her in a minute. And with everything going on, I can't help but worry about people. That's just what I do. Hey, Josh, how you doing? What's up? We were talking about the whole Repzion thing. Ain't that some shit? That's some bullshit what he went through, man. How you doing, Josh? Weren't you just streaming? I know there's a lag, so there's so many people on here that I'm worried about right now. I wonder how laggy things are right now. Just finished streaming. Right on, right on. I saw that right, like, I'd already created this stream. So I couldn't, like, be like, oh, shit. Let me, like, change the time. It was too late. And today was kind of sort of an emergency stream. So, yeah. You're making me want to play The Sims again. I just saw this thing over here. Ancient Bloodline? Man, knock it off. Josh, you're making me want to play The Sims again. No, I got myself out of it. You're evil. Alrighty, so tomorrow. I have a ridiculous amount of tabs open. I'm not sure what we're going to cover, but it was requested to talk about Eileen Wuornos. Oh boy. That's a good challenge. Which one? Eileen Wuornos? That's... If I can make it through talking about her without crying, it will be a minor miracle, okay? Look. And you know I don't talk about certain things. That was one of the hardest papers I've ever had to write. It was up there. I almost told my professor, no, I will not be writing this paper. Ancient Blood Challenge on The Sims. Oh, I would think so. It sounds like it, but it sounds actually really kind of interesting, actually. And I was addicted to The Sims. The Sims on PC, where you could get all the mods and the really cool clothes, like custom made stuff and whatnot. I was all about that back in the day. Oh boy. All right, y'all. Let's talk about food. Let's talk about food before we go. I had... Oh my God, it was so good. The fries were not fries. They were like chunks of potato. So good. So ridiculously good. Mac and cheese, spectacular. Brisket and pulled pork. And it was so good. The only thing, they didn't have cornbread, which is really weird to me. I don't understand that. I may have to make some cornbread, because now I'm craving cornbread. You're up for anything. Okay. Well, might be one of those streams, because there's been so much going on that it is hard to keep up. Did y'all get alerts for this stream or no? I'm just curious. Oh, hey, Jocelyn. Jocelyn. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, I'm trying to be back on my normal schedule. Today's not a normally scheduled stream, but we had a little bit of a kind of an emergency, few questions that needed to be answered. So I came on today. Usually I don't do Tuesdays. But it had to be done. So, trying to think of what we're going to do tomorrow. I'm so full. And I keep thinking about the lemonade that is in the fridge. I got alive? What do you mean? What do you mean, Shannon? I mean, Noel. It's hard when you know someone in real life and you... Sorry about that. It's good seeing your face, by the way. I really miss everyone in New Orleans so much. Wow, Congress agrees on historic military justice reform to crack down on SA. Yes, I will be retweeting that right there. That is awesome. Oh, right on. Right on. That's good. Oh, I'm going to ask Marcus if he can bring me some lemonade. Because that stuff's good. Okay. All right, so how's everyone doing? Y'all okay? It was a somewhat of a heavy topic. Just want to check in, make sure everyone's okay. Right quick.
What?
I mean, a cup would be nice.
I thought you had a cup already.
No.
Okay, I'm just,
There's coffee in there.
I'm
What are you doing?
This right here.
No. Marcus.
I'll be right back with a cup.
This is the goofiness that I deal with every day. Hey, Ashley, how you doing? Is it the elderflower rose lemonade? I wish. No, it's just regular lemonade, but it's really good. Like, yes, indeed. So yummy. I put it right there because it was like...
Hold on. Athena, stop. Go in your room. Mommy's streaming.
Thank you, baby. That is such a weird container.
It's recyclable.
I mean, that's good.
Oh god, this is gonna be strange. Oh, that was a good aim. Unintentional. I almost overshot that. It was so close to overshooting. It was like spilling it like all over the place.
That would have been something. What, baby?
What?
What?
I wonder if anybody on any of them.
I don't know.
Come on, bud.
Go with Daddy.
Mommy, I need to make me smoke.
Okay.
You
Go find your sippy and I'll grab you some milk.
I
Go.
don't want you to make me some milk.
She wants chocolate in it.
Okay. You want chocolate milk?
Yes.
Come on. I'll make you some chocolate milk.
And maybe a chocolate cookie?
I'll grab you a cookie.
Nancy, now you got me wanting some of that elderflower rose lemonade because that stuff, so good. Just so good. Gonna have to start my own cafe because I don't know if there's any place up here that has anything like that. All right, y'all. What day is it? Today is Tuesday. Yeah. Okay. So tomorrow I will be back on at 6 o'clock. We will be back on our normal, regularly scheduled-ish type thing. I still have like a bunch of tabs open. So we have a lot of ground to cover, and there's no telling what we're going to be talking about because it's just a bunch of stuff. All right. Remember, you have the right to say no. Your no should be respected. This should never happen. Anyone who does this, yeet them. This just, bye, Felicia. Bye. Right? And yes, men can be abused. It does happen. I have seen it. It is a thing. Yes. Also, Georgia Lee Moses. Look up Georgia Lee Moses on YouTube and go give that channel a subscribe, some love, all of that good stuff. Very much appreciate it. And thank you all for being here. Hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell, all the good things. And Josh, do you want to put your hold on one second. Where was it? I don't know if you can put a link to your channel on here. Give me 1 second. Oh, God. When you're eyeball deep in the middle of food stupids. Let me see. I have to go up here to find your channel. There it is. Okay. Doo-doo-doo. See if I can do it this way. Okay, that should be one of Josh's videos, which will lead you to his channel. Probably did that all kinds of the wrong way, but it's there. Okay. Alrighty, thank you, Shamir. I know it was, kind of last minute and all that. I apologize for that. And thank you to everyone who stopped by. I appreciate it. To those on the replay crew, especially the person this stream is for, thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all. And have a good night. Bye.